Dear audience, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back in this new tutorial titled Employing User Stories in Managing Stakeholder Requirements in Construction Projects. In the last tutorial, we have discussed in some details the benefits of employing or utilizing the Agile techniques in managing the stakeholder requirements for construction projects. In this tutorial, we want to just emphasize more on one of the tools or techniques used by the Agile methodology, which is user stories, and we'll see how this tool can help us in managing stakeholder requirements in construction projects. If you missed that tutorial related to the Agile tools and techniques used in managing stakeholder requirements, please refer to the description box to find the link to that tutorial. So, as we all know, that managing stakeholder requirements is a very important part of the project management or the project as a whole, and user stories play a crucial role in managing stakeholder requirements in construction projects. This is because they provide a structured and user-centric approach to capture and prioritize project features. We'll see this in details as we move forward in this tutorial. The first reason why the user stories are of help is because they are user-centric focus. So user stories shift the focus from technical or pure technical specifications to the perspective of end user and stakeholders. Okay, so this is very important. We rely more or emphasize more on the end user or stakeholder rather than just simply the technical specifications. They also articulate requirements in a language that stakeholders can easily understand, a simple language. This will lead to more clarity and more ease and ease of communication and clarity into communication. Requirements clarity. So, user stories help break down complex stakeholder requirements into smaller, more manageable components. It's something similar to what we do when we do the work breakdown structure or the WBS. Okay? But this is done in a more simple and more elaborated manner and a simpler language also. So this granularity enhances clarity, making it easier for both the project team and stakeholders to comprehend the specific features or functionalities desired. So this will help remove any ambiguities, as we will see even in the end of this tutorial. Priorization. We know that we have a lot of requirements, so we want always to prioritize the requirements and emphasize more on the critical requirements or the most critical 20%. This as per the Pareto rule or the 80-20 rule. Okay, certainly we'll not ignore the other 80%, but we need to have some sort of prioritization. So user stories will help us to communicate easily with stakeholders and judge more about the prioritization or the top priorities or the critical requirements of stakeholders. This prioritization aids in focusing efforts on the most critical requirements, ensuring that high-value features are delivered first. Flexibility and adaptability. Actually, flexibility is one of the most important features of Agile methodology. So using stories, embrace the Agile principle of responding to change over following a rigid plan. So it allows us to perform in an Agile way. So as stakeholders prioritize, evolve, or as the stakeholder priorities evolve or new insights emerge, user stories can be adjusted and prioritized during the course of the project. And this happens all over through the whole project life cycle. Incremental development. Because user stories support an incremental and iterative development approach, so we can by or through delivering a minimum viable product or MVP early in the construction process, okay, we can show the stakeholders some tangible progress that we can see by themselves. This will help in providing feedback, fostering a collaborative environment. Actually, this is because when they see the progress of the MVP, then they can easily anticipate what proper feedback they would give on the progress of the project. And by doing that, then in early stages of the construction phase, we can anticipate if any changes in the requirements or any addition to the requirements, any change in the priorities might take place, and then adjust as early as possible. Then collaboration and communication. So user stories facilitate collaboration between project teams and stakeholders. So through discussion, okay, between users, between stakeholders and project team, these discussions are of course around the user stories. Then both stakeholders and the project team will have the opportunity to share insights, clarify requirements, and address any misconception, leading to a shared understanding of project goals. This actually happens between all of stakeholders or between maybe key stakeholders and the project team. Feedback loop. So in essence, the user stories create a natural feedback loop where stakeholders can review and provide feedback on implemented features. This regular feedback ensures that the construction project aligns with the stakeholders' expectations and allow for adjustments based on evolving requirements. Feedback is very important. Okay, we always need feedback. Using user stories will promote this use of feedback and will make it more clear and more towards the success or achieving the success for the project. Visualization. So certainly, as we have seen through having some prototypes or even MVPs, through visualization on a backlog or storyboard, where we can provide a visual representation of the project's progress. So this visualization is in tracking completed, in progress, and upcoming work. This will help promote transparency for both stakeholders and the project team. And this is very important because when things are clearly visualized, then transparency is in its higher limits. And we know that transparency is crucial and very important for the success of a project. Reduced in ambiguity, and we have mentioned this because everything is clear, so user stories emphasize specificity and context, reducing ambiguity in requirements. So because we have details such as acceptance criteria, stakeholders and project team share common understanding of what constitutes a successfully implemented feature. We will discuss into more details this concept of acceptance criteria probably in the next lecture when we give some real life examples about user stories in construction projects. Then we'll talk more about this concept of acceptance criteria. But in general, it's what criteria do we really define for the acceptance of any activity or work component. We'll see this in details in some next or coming lecture. So I'll stop here to refer back, as I mentioned, to previous lectures. Please see the description box below. I'll be also glad to have feedback from all of you if you have any comments or if you have any suggestions. If you find this tutorial informative and of help to you, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you very much for paying attention, and see you soon in the next lecture.